Good morning and welcome to That's My Farm. I'm your guest host Sam Capoun, and today we're in Wheaton, Kansas with the Moser Ranch. Harry and Lisa Moser, along with their family, produce Simmental, Angus, and SimAngus cattle. This year, they will host their 25th bull sale on Saturday, November 12th. Stay tuned. After the break, we'll hear from the Mosers.
Closed captioning brought to you by Ag Promo Source. Together we grow. Learn more at agpromosource.com.
That's My Farm is brought to you in part by Tallgrass Commodities. Big enough to serve, small enough to care.
Welcome to That's My Farm. I'm your guest host Sam Capoun, and today we're in Wheaton, Kansas with Harry and Lisa Moser, and you guys run and operate the Moser Ranch. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, we are a family-run operation. I have our son and our son-in-law and our daughter all involved in the ranch. Moved to Kansas in 1986 from North Dakota. I was born and raised in North Dakota. Lisa was born and raised in Nemaha County up north of here.
So what brought you guys from North Dakota back to Kansas?
We were married in 1982, and we spent the first 4 years of our married life farming and ranching with Harry's folks in North Dakota. They farmed several hundred acres and ran a purebred Simmental operation. And in 1986, we had the opportunity to move to Kansas and just do ranching, which is our passion, more so than the farming. Mm-hmm. And so on March 1st, 1986, we packed up 75 Simmental cows and one 2-year-old son and moved over to Soldier, Kansas, where we worked for a gentleman for 4 years, and then we were his partner for an additional 4 years. And then after that 8-year stint, we decided to break out on our own, and so this opportunity came up, and that brought us to Wheaton in 1994.
So you guys have continued on the legacy with the Simmentals then?
Yeah, we have. We've also incorporated Angus, and then we do quite a bit with SimAngus, which is our largest market right now.
So what else do you guys do? You have a little bit of farm land as well?
We do some farming. Our son takes care of all that. He has quite a bit on his own. We raise silage, corn silage, alfalfa, and put up prairie hay and brome hay. Those are our primary crops, and we're in the middle of haying right now.
So how are your children involved in the operation? How do they fit in?
Well, Cameron, he's our oldest and takes care of all the farming, as I mentioned earlier. He also has a truck line, and he does all of our cattle hauling and a lot of our hay hauling. And he helps out with the cattle when he can. Kendra works she's an office manager for the county weed department. Her husband Rex Michaelis is full-time with me on the cattle side. He does a lot of the AI and pasture check and helps with the hay and calving and all that stuff. Our youngest daughter, Kayla, is a teacher, teaches biology out at Larned, Kansas, and they are expecting their first child in just a few weeks. So we're very fortunate because Rex and Kendra live right on the place here with us, so we get to see their 3 children, our 3 grandchildren every day. Cameron and Carrie and their 2 children are only a mile away, so we're very fortunate to have them all very close to us.
And you both have had the opportunity to stay and work on the farm as well.
Yep.
Yes, we have been blessed because we've got to live our dream for the last 34 and a half years.
Well, stay tuned. We'll hear more about that dream in just a bit.
Tarwater Farm and Home is a 40-year-old local family-owned business. Clothing for work and play, seeds and feeds, boots, toys for the kids, and tools you'll need for around the house and farm. And a service department to keep them in top running order. It's a big store, so take some time to see what they have for your farm and home. Tarwater's everyday pricing is like others' sale prices. When you need it, they've got it. Tarwater Farm and Home, 4107 North Topeka Boulevard.
KFRM is one of the largest farm radio stations in the nation, dedicated to informing and entertaining rural listeners from northern Oklahoma to southwestern Nebraska. You can catch KFRM in many ways, of course, 550 on the AM dial, streaming at kfrm.com, or on your smartphone by going to the TuneIn Radio app, or on Ag AM in Kansas on Tuesdays and Facebook every day of the week. KFRM, tune us in. You'll be glad you did.
You don't have to be a farmer or rancher to become a Kansas Farm Bureau member. Anyone can join. As a member, you'll get discounts on things like hotels and entertainment, health and wellness services, cell phone plans, and more. You'll also strengthen the lives of your fellow Kansans and help build strong, prosperous communities through agriculture advocacy and education. Join us today. Visit kfb.org/join to learn more.
That's My Farm is brought to you in part by Tallgrass Commodities. Big enough to serve, small enough to care.
Welcome back to That's My Farm, and I'm here with Harry Moser in one of your pastures with your bulls. Now, earlier you emphasized that you have Simmental and SimAngus genetics.
Yep.
What have you seen with those genetics, and why do you choose them?
Well, like I said, we do have consider them three breeds: Simmental, SimAngus, and Angus. I guess our push towards the SimAngus thing, and that's the clientele or the new customers we're bringing in want a touch of Simmental. They don't necessarily want a purebred Simmental. So the SimAngus cattle have fit their programs really well. Gives them a little added growth, a little extra milk, some extra muscle, and yet they still have the characteristics of the Angus breed. So that's why the SimAngus cattle have been pretty well liked.
So you guys have been in the business for a while. What are some differences that you've seen over the years with the genetics?
When you think back, Lisa and I have been married almost 35 years, and when we first married, we had horns, red and white spotted Simmentals, went through the stage of frame 10 cattle and that kind of stuff, and we've always tried to stay middle of the road. We introduced the Black Angus probably as soon as anybody in the breed for the F1s, and been selling them for almost 30 years, basically, the SimAngus cattle. So, the traits, the carcass traits, the maternal traits, the polled and the homozygous black traits are all very important, and that's one thing we've moved towards and try to maintain.
So how is that functionality a selling point for your buyers?
Just like I said, the marketability of these cattle, they can take them to any sale barn or a video auction or any place like that. I think there's more of a demand for crossbred cattle, so they are crossbred. If they're retaining ownership, they get the extra boost in the feedlot, and it doesn't hurt them on the carcass end of things.
Now, do you guys do a lot of AI and embryo work?
Yeah, Lisa and Rex do all the AI for us. Lisa likes to breed the heifers, Rex likes to AI the cows, so every cow and every heifer gets AI'd at least once, and then we do have cleanup bulls that we follow up behind that. Cows that have maybe a temperament problem, an udder problem, something like that, we put them in our recip herd, and the only chance they have on our place is to raise genetics from another female.
So, and then you talked about a little bit earlier that you have some heifers that you custom for people?
Yeah, we do, and not in a large degree, but we have customers that bring heifers to us that we develop an AI and send back to them. We even had one customer this year, we took him all the way through the cleanup bull because he has a smaller herd, he didn't have a cleanup bull to put on those heifers, so we did that for them. So we do that also. And then we market some of our heifers, the second cut of heifers we'll breed and sell as breds. A few years ago when the cattle market was really good, we sold them as opens. The market was as good for opens as it was for breds, so we didn't go through breeding them. Yeah.
Definitely. Well, stay tuned. We'll be right back and we'll hear more about their bulls and their bull sale.
My name's Karen Cope, and I have multiple sclerosis. When you have MS, on the outside you look great, but what's really going on in the inside is chronic body pain, chronic fatigue. And there's lots of days that I'd wake up and say, oh, please God, help me get through this day. After stem cells, Chloe, my youngest daughter, she was asked by my father-in-law, how's your mom doing? And Chloe said, Grandpa, I've never had a mom like this before, because she was 8 when I was diagnosed, and she really had no other memory of me but being sick. It's really the simple things that we do as a family, like play cards, and to be able to win at cards. They all laugh because I used to repeat myself and say, what hand are we on? Where are we at? And it's just been really a true blessing from God, and we're really thankful.
Buffalo Bill Cody earned his legendary title in Oakley. Bring the family and come celebrate Oakley's pioneering history and unique geography at two sites, the Buffalo Bill Cultural Center and the Fick Fossil Museum. Cody's statue marks his achievements and welcomes visitors to the Cultural Center. The Fick Fossil Museum houses world-class fossils and artifacts. You'll find Oakley at the hub of U.S. Highways 83 and 40 and I-70. Stop for the legend. Stay for the day. Discover Oakley.
Next time you see a beautiful field of corn, reach out and thank the farmers who work tirelessly to raise corn for livestock feed, renewable fuels, and exports to feed a growing world population. The farmers on the Kansas Corn Commission work for Kansas Corn with grower-funded checkoff dollars that support foreign and domestic market development, research, promotion, and education to expand opportunities for Kansas farmers. To learn more, visit kscorn.com.
Hi, I'm Kim Mandring with Hardy Insurance. I'm here to help you with all of your farm and ranch needs. When it comes to protecting your operation and your family, you need a name you can trust at a price you can afford. Call me today or visit hardyaviationins.com.
That's My Farm is brought to you in part by Tallgrass Commodities. Big enough to serve, small enough to care.
Welcome back to That's My Farm. Now, Harry, one of your main emphasis here on the Moser Ranch is your bull program. So you talked about the generations. What are some different management ways that you've seen in the past couple of years?
Well, when we first started having bull sales in Kansas, we had a February sale, had all spring calves, so we would wean those calves in September, had to push them relatively hard to get them ready for market by the end of or early February. In 2005, we decided to switch and we went to a larger fall herd. So we've changed our methods of developing these bulls, and as you see, these are the spring bulls behind us. They're weaned in the fall in October, maintained to grow maybe 2 to 2.5 pounds a day in the feedlot during the winter, and then they come to grass and they spend the summer out here on grass. I think we've seen huge benefits as far as feet and legs. Definitely these bulls aren't as heavy or as fat as what they used to be, so we're seeing, which we feel is good, they develop more naturally out here. The fall calves are the same way. We wean them in April, get them weaned for about 2 weeks, and then they go to a section of grass we have on the east side of 99, or west side of 99, and they're developed the same way. Even when we bring the bulls in, we don't put them into a feedlot situation. They go back out onto grass traps. The fall bulls on an 80-acre trap. These spring bulls will be on a 40-acre trap, and they're fed to gain 3 to 3.5 pounds a day. And we get bulls that'll gain a lot better than that because of the compensatory gain that we get.
Now, this is really appealing to commercial men because when they come to buy the bulls, they're as is. They've been out in the pasture, they're ready to go. I know a lot of people stick them in the feedlot and then they feed them and they just get heavy and big, and then they take them back to their operation, they melt down to nothing. So,
and we see less, especially with the yearling cattle, because they're only carrying 2/10 back fat probably when we ultrasound. So we feel like that's a benefit when they're out there breeding cows. They are what they are. You know, some people look at our yearling weights and they're not 1,400 pounds, which they're not going to be. But we still have a lot of 1,100 and 1,200 pounds yearling weights with bulls that have run on grass most of the summer.
So when is your sale this year?
This year it's the second Saturday in November, and I'll probably get this wrong, but I think it's the 12th of November. It's our 25th sale, which is for us it's a really neat deal to be in the business that long and to do what we're doing that long. And I contribute a lot of our success to our customers because we try to nurture our relationships with our customers. They're more than just a bull buyer. We want to know what their cattle are like. We try to make suggestions on what kind of bulls we feel they could utilize. We try to make herd visits or follow-up calls if there's any kind of issues. You know, there's a lot of guarantees out here on bulls, and we feel like we have as good a guarantee on our cattle as anybody else.
So if someone is interested in purchasing a bull, how many do you guys typically sell, and do you have any heifers that you sell as well?
We private treaty almost all of our heifers. The bulls will sell 100 to 110 in the fall sale, and then we also private treaty some of the younger bulls or bulls that weren't quite ready for the sale. We private treaty those in the spring, and anywhere from 20 to 40 head depending upon how they sort out.
And how can they get a hold of you?
We have a web page that Lisa maintains at moserranch.com. It's the best way to get hold of us, phone numbers and everything are on there. And that's the best way to make contact. And just like everything else in this world, 10 years, 15 years ago, everybody used to call us. We have customers. We have one customer at Wheaton, Kansas that has bought 8 bulls from us, bought them over the internet.
Wow.
I have yet to meet the man. We've delivered bulls out there, and the times we've delivered bulls out there, he wasn't there.
So is your guys' sale online, or is it here on the ranch?
It is a video auction at the ranch, but it is also online.
All right.
Yep.
Well, if you're looking into purchasing a bull, go ahead and visit the Mosers website or give them a call. And stay tuned. We'll be right back to That's My Farm.
Sure Crop Fertilizers was started by my father, Don Sherman, and my mother, Shirley Sherman. Family business that started in the 80s. We predominantly focus on plant nutrients and what we can do to give growers better responses with the fertilizer dollars that they do, and what we can do to make those things work better for the grower. We're based out of Seneca, Kansas. We work with growers in their soil analysis to figure out what they need, and then we can put those in a blend that gives them the best results, and so that we can deliver that direct to their farm so that they have those nutrients where they need them, when they need them, and so that they can apply them in a manner that's very efficient to them and works well in their planting systems and what they're doing. Sure Crop Fertilizers has been around for a long time. We always say we're big enough to take care of everything you need, but yet we're small enough to do it quickly. You can get a hold of us at 1-800-635-4743. Our website is surecropfertilizers.com, and you can always email me at Corey@surecropfertilizers.com, and with any questions you have, we'll be glad to answer and work with you.
Valley Vet Supply is devoted to providing information and professional quality products at reasonable prices.
Valley Vet Supply.
As fourth-generation farmers themselves, Heinen Brothers Ag Service understands the risk and rewards of farming. So when it comes to quality aerial and ground application, fertilizer, ag chemicals, and anhydrous ammonia, call Heinen Brothers Ag today, 800-760-4964.
Ag Promo Source is a unique group of marketing specialists with one mission: help your ag business grow. Each affiliate has their own area of expertise, and they work together to bring you advice, products, and services. To get started, visit agpromosource.com. Ag Promo Source. Together we grow.
That's My Farm is brought to you in part by Tallgrass Commodities. Big enough to serve, small enough to care.
Welcome back to That's My Farm. Now we're here with Rex Michaelis and his 2 boys, Tate and Tucker. Now Rex, earlier Harry talked a lot about you and the other kids coming back to the farm. So what do you do on the operation?
Well, I mainly take care of the day-to-day operations of the cattle, feeding, the AIing and haying. The boys are here and help almost every day, about 3 days a week. Usually they're with me. So they get in on a lot of the action. They love to work calves and ride horses and just do anything they can to help out.
So what's the hay and everything looking like this year? How's that going?
Well, it's going good. We had a lot of good hot, dry weather, good for hay and not much else. But the quantity is not there, I guess. But we're going to get some rains here hopefully this weekend to help our prairie hay out quite a bit.
So why is it important here that the boys come back and help you?
The boys just love to work. It instills a good work ethic in them for growing up. They know they have to get out and work every day, and they're involved with 4-H, so that really helps. They know they have to get up and do chores and take care of their animals.
So Rex, what are your hopes for the future with the boys and the rest of the kids in the family, and what are you thinking?
Well, I think anybody involved in agriculture is always looking to the future, hoping that their children and future generations can come back and do what we do. We spend a lot of time working on the land as far as spraying and just keeping the land up so it will be there for the future generations to have, and always looking at new technology and ways to expand that will have enough in the future for any of the children to come back to.
Are you boys excited to come back to the farm? What's your favorite part, riding the horses? Stay tuned, we'll be right back. We're going to wrap up this segment of That's My Farm.
Next time you see a beautiful field of corn, reach out and thank the farmers who work tirelessly to raise corn for livestock feed, renewable fuels, and exports to feed a growing world population. The farmers on the Kansas Corn Commission work for Kansas Corn with grower-funded checkoff dollars that support foreign and domestic market development, research, promotion, and education to expand opportunities for Kansas farmers. To learn more, visit kscorn.com.
Hi, I'm Kim Mandring with Hardy Insurance. I'm here to help you with all of your farm and ranch needs. When it comes to protecting your operation and your family, you need a name you can trust at a price you can afford. Call me today or visit hardyaviationins.com.
My Farm is brought to you in part by Tallgrass Commodities, big enough to serve, small enough to care.
Welcome back to That's My Farm. So Harry and Lisa, I understand that in 2003 you guys were the seed stock producers of the year for BIF, and then in 2014 you guys were the Brock and Bridle seed stock producers, and you're also a chairman on the Simmental board.
Yep.
So with all of your guys' outreach, how do you guys go out and advocate for the ag industry?
Well, we feel like in any business, if we don't promote our product and what our industry does, we're just kidding ourselves. We spend a lot of time letting groups come on, whether it's a classroom group from Topeka or ag in the classroom teachers during the summer. We've done those types of things. We believe in getting involved in the industry. I'm very involved in the Kansas Livestock Association, and as you said, I was chairman of the board in 2007 with the American Simmental Association, spent 6 years on the board there. But we're very involved also with 4-H. I'm no longer a county superintendent, but did that for, 18 years, I guess, so we were very involved in that. Very involved in our church and anything locally that we can help out to promote our industry and our business.
Now, how do you plan on continuing with the legacy?
Well, we've already, Rex has an interest in continuing on doing some of the things we're doing, and we don't expect things to be the way we did it, because with new generations comes change, and we try to be very open to ideas and change. As we get older, it's harder to accept those, but we always try to look forward and to be proactive in what we're doing. So we've helped Cameron develop into what he is. We're trying to help Rex and Kendra if they want to do this the rest of their life, and allow us to maybe back out quietly over time. And we're not ready to quit.
We'll have our 25th bull sale on November 12th this year, so we kind of think that's a neat milestone, because a lot of purebred, the average purebred producer, I believe, is only in the business for 7 years, and so we kind of feel like our family-based program has worked. And
so are you guys excited for your grandkids to come back then?
Well, yes, if they want to. I mean, that's kind of, we kind of leave that open-ended, because as with our children, we wanted them to go where their passions were, and we would expect our grandchildren to do the same. And if it's somewhere else, that's perfectly fine.
Well, you have two hard-working grandchildren right now, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah, Tuck and Tate are, what are they, 8 and 6, I guess, and ride horse and want to be out here doing things, and that's great. And I think it builds some character, it builds some work ethic. Those kind of kids, I think, down the road will do well in whatever they want to do.
Well, Harry and Lisa, thank you for being great examples of those in the ag industry, and thank you for joining us today on That's My Farm. Make sure you watch us every Friday here on Ag AM in Kansas for That's My Farm. Thank you for joining us.
Closed captioning brought to you by Ag Promo Source. Together we grow. Learn more at agpromosource.com.